Imagine you are walking down the street and you see someone trip and fall hard onto the concrete. Even though you are perfectly safe, you wince, you feel a phantom flash of their pain. Or think about the last time you watched a sad movie. You know the characters aren't real, you know they are paid actors on a set. Yet tears stream down your face when they suffer. Why? Why do human beings spend so much emotional energy caring about the feelings of others, even total strangers, even fictional characters? From a cold, evolutionary standpoint, wouldn't it make more sense to only care about ourselves and our immediate offspring? This is the paradox of human empathy. It is perhaps our most defining superpower, the glue that holds civilization together. But it's not just a warm, fuzzy feeling. It is a complex biological survival mechanism that we have hacked and expanded through culture. Today on INFINEXUS, we are going on a journey deep into the human brain and back through millions of years of history. We're going to discover how a trait designed for raising babies evolved into a global force that can change the world. This is the surprising evolution of human empathy. To understand where empathy comes from, we have to look at the hardware, our brains. For a long time, scientists thought empathy was a high-level, philosophical concept. But it turns out it's deeply wired into our biology. The breakthrough happened in the 1990s with the discovery of something amazing: mirror neurons. Here's the simplified version. When you perform an action like grabbing a cup of coffee, certain neurons in your brain fire. But here's the magic: when you watch someone else grab a cup of coffee, many of those exact same neurons fire in your brain, as if you were doing it yourself. Your brain is constantly running a simulation of the people around you. When you see someone smile, your brain partially activates its own smiling circuitry. When you see someone in pain, your brain's pain matrix lights up a little bit. We don't just logically understand what someone else is feeling. At a neural level, we literally feel a shadow of it. We are wired for connection. But why did evolution favor this expensive brain machinery? The leading theory starts in the cradle. Mammal babies are incredibly vulnerable. Unlike a reptile that hatches and crawls away, a human infant needs constant, intense care for years to survive. Evolution needed a way to ensure parents wouldn't just abandon their noisy, demanding offspring. Enter empathy. The distress of the baby causes distress in the parent. The happiness of the baby rewards the parent. This emotional contagion ensured that our ancestors cared for their young, passing on their genes. Empathy began as a maternal instinct. It was nature's way of saying, your survival depends on their survival. For millions of years, this biological empathy was limited. It was reserved for us, our immediate family, our small tribe of maybe 100 people. Everyone outside that circle was them. They were competitors, potential threats. If you look at our closest primate relatives, chimpanzees, they show remarkable empathy for their own troop, but brutal aggression toward outsiders. Early humans were likely similar. So how did we get from tribal caring to universal human rights? How did we expand the moral circle from 100 people to 8 billion? This is where biological evolution hands the baton to cultural evolution. As human societies grew larger than a single tribe, we needed new tools to cooperate. We invented religion, philosophy, and complex laws. But perhaps the most powerful tool for expanding empathy was storytelling. Think about it, for most of history, you could only know the minds of the people you met face to face. Then came oral traditions, literature, theater, and eventually cinema. Suddenly, you could step inside the mind of someone who lived thousands of miles away, someone of a different race, gender, or class. Stories allowed us to hack our mirror neurons. They forced us to simulate the lives of the others and realize they feel pain and joy just like us. Culture took a biological impulse designed for babies and stretched it to cover humanity. This brings us to today. We live in a world that requires global empathy more than ever. Our problems like climate change or pandemics don't respect borders. Yet, our ancient brains are struggling to keep up with our modern technology. We are bombarded daily with the suffering of the entire world through our screens. Psychologists call this compassion fatigue or empathy overload. When the suffering is too vast, our brains sometimes shut down to protect themselves. We become numb. Furthermore, the digital world often strips away the face-to-face cues needed to trigger those mirror neurons. It's easier to be cruel to a username on a screen than to a person standing in front of you. We see a resurgence of tribalism. We easily empathize with our political in-group and completely dehumanize the out-group. We are using Ice Age emotional tools to navigate a space-age world. So, where does that leave us? The journey of human empathy is incredible. We took a simple biological reflex meant to keep babies alive and transformed it into the foundation of morality, justice, and global cooperation. But empathy is not an automatic magic switch. It's more like a muscle. Our biology gives us the capacity for it, but our culture determines how far we stretch it. Evolution brought us this far, but the next step is up to us. In a polarized world, choosing to step outside our tribe and try to understand the mind of the other isn't just a nice thing to do. It might be the most important survival skill of the 21st century. What do you think? Is technology helping or hurting our ability to empathize? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into human nature, please hit that like button and subscribe to INFINEXUS for more science and history. Thanks for watching.